Well, this is the moment where I would sit here and say that we're going to watch the final Smash character be announced and, be all like, woohoo, hooray, etc., etc., etc. Or alternatively, this would be the part where I sit here and obfuscate like, man, I turned on my tablet this morning and I forgot that I had left the Twitter trends up last night and it updated with a giant picture of Sora, and I have no idea what that means, but here's who I think is going to be the not actual Smash fighter. The problem is, I may have a little, overestimated the internet's ability, after, frankly, way too much hype, to control themselves and keep spoilers where they belong, which is not in my eyesight. Because A, literally Twitter just plasters a giant picture of Sora on the top of their trends. B, I was pulling up the video, and of course, Nintendo cannot be like, See, what Nintendo Directs are usually good about, it's like Nintendo Direct blah 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 date. They don't tell you what's in it. With Smash Directs, every single time this happens, they always title them Sakurai Presents Blank. Even when it's the reveal trailer. So I got caught on that one too. And then, thinking I was safe, I was like, I see I have some emails. Let's check my emails today. Very first email from Square Enix. A special announcement for Kingdom Hearts fans. It's Sora. Let's just drop the act. It's Sora. At least this is going to also be the gameplay trailer for him, so I at least have some reason to still be here. Like, normally if I had been just spoiled to hell and back on this, I'd say screw it and not do a reaction, but I don't know how he plays, so at least I can still derive some enjoyment from that, even though the internet robbed me on all fronts. Scion from the Bouncer. I have no idea what that game is. So I will say, though, I will still go through at least some of the motions here. Alright. So, like I said on my stream yesterday, I was leaning towards, I think, 2 characters for Smash. I don't remember if I think I'd already kind of narrowed this down on stream yesterday. So, what I was going to say here before the internet spoiled me to hell and back was, so this is a character that makes Sakurai excitement. Makes Sakurai excited. And is also a character that Sakurai said a lot of people wouldn't know. Which, that was a lie, apparently. By the way, I realize... So, actually... I didn't realize that this title was plastered up here the whole time. I am actually just now noticing that. I was just sitting here eating a corn dog like, la-di-da-di-da, boy... Sucks that I literally can't go to 3/4 of the internet because 3/4 of the internet's spoiling me. Hey, I have an email. Let's check. Oh, God, it's Sora. And I didn't even notice that literally the title was up here the whole time. Like, there was a time where I was still trying to convince myself, maybe it's not Sora. Maybe the algorithm just grabbed the most popular image or something. No, actually, the answer was just right here the whole time. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. As I said on stream yesterday, the 2 characters that I was kind of leaning towards were both, like, old legacy characters. Because to me, when Sakurai is excited and he warns people you might not know/like who this is, to me that tells me usually it's a legacy pick. It's some character that was relevant in the 80s that hasn't had a game in like 20 years that Sakurai, as a student of gaming history, is obsessed with. But the rest of us will see that character and be like, who? Like, probably the quintessential of this was, at least for a lot of US folks, picking Terry. Like, if you're not deep into, like, classic fighting games, Terry is a pick that's like, that's that Fatal Cuties girl, right? Even then, I think that's more inside baseball of a pick. Like, that's the mindset I was in. It's like, this is a character that's, like, defined/redefined a genre from, like, decades ago and has been terrible since. And to me, like, there were 3 names that came to mind when I thought through that and went down, like, a wiki list of important historical video games. I was thinking something from Double Dragons, something from Ninja Gaiden or Doom Guy. Because Doom Guy did basically establish, or help establish FPSs back in the day. Not because of, you know, the reboot Doom, no, because of the 90s Doom. And I mean, Double Dragon I was even a little bit doubtful on. I just wanted a second name that wasn't Doom Guy, because that's the popular speculation. You're just excited because it's a AAA modern. No, I was thinking about the 90s Doom. But also Ninja Gaiden, because I remember a lot of people were into the idea of adding the main character from that back in the first pack, and then that just disappeared for some reason. And I was like, maybe Sakurai saw that, and as a student of gaming history, you know, that's a famous old platformer from, like, the NES, question mark? SNES, maybe, days? And I was like, that could be a pick, but those were kind of like the three that I was settling on. I thought, like, the biggest thing to me is I ruled out straight up Sora, because I said, if Sakurai's excited and people aren't going to know it, those are both check marks against Sora. Because I was like, everybody knows Sora. He's been talked about for 5,000 years at this point. He's like the #1 requested character ever since Banjo got in, except for Geno. And Geno wasn't happening. And I was like, but he's also very modern, and frankly, Kingdom Hearts didn't really redefine the RPG genre. In fact, the RPG genre pretty much continued as is, even for Kingdom Hearts' involvement. I mean, really, if you want to talk about, like, oh, but, you know, revolutionized real-time RPG, no, because also Tales exists, which has been doing that for a long time. And, I mean, if you really want to talk about who mainstreamed it, I mean, it's kind of weird because, like, the mainstream, like, real-time RPG combat kind of flows directly from, like, Devil May Cry and Bayonetta into the RPG genre. Which I guess if you wanted to have, like, a major notable linchpin moment where, like, it became mainstream, I guess you could say FF15. Which, hey, I remember before the Sephiroth reveal, when folks were speculating, hey, what about another Final Fantasy rep? I was always saying it's going to be Noctis. This was before FF16, by the way, just for proper context when I say what I'm about to say here. Because I was like, well, they've got, you know, the big legacy Final Fantasy guy. Now they need the modern Final Fantasy guy, and obviously the most modern, at the time, was Noctis. Nowadays it would be... Do we have a name for the FF16 protagonist? Hang on. FF16 protag. Does he have a name yet? Not Jill Warwick. Who's the main character for 16? Clive. Yep, that's his name, alright. Alright, cool. Clive. Clive would now be, I guess, the pick for, like, modern Final Fantasy. Anyway, that's enough vamping. We've been here almost 10 minutes already. Yeah, probably just FF16 guy, or that... Clive is FF... Oh, okay. You mean that's his name. I guess... Well, I can't really say Jack Final Fantasy, because that's FF1. That's still classic. Even if he jams out to Limp Bizkit. So I'm realizing, by the way, this starts at 30 minutes in, which is nice. I was concerned when I first pulled this up, and I was like, oh god, I have to devote an hour of my life to this? No, I just have to devote an hour of my life to this. Wait a minute. Well, back it up. You see, if this was the full length, we'd be devoting an hour and a half to it. Get this hair. I'm getting close to haircut time again. Which is weird, because I feel like it's only been a couple months. Hey, Lucario's in this game. I forgot about that. Seem quiet. Turn it up a little bit. Hey, look, it's all the DLC. Oh, wait, I could play a funny game here. Let's go through all the DLC and see if I like it. Lost my mind. Didn't really care. Lost my mind. Really didn't care. Hated it. Hated it. Oh, that's crazy. Meh. Didn't like it. Eh. Superb Smashing Brethren. Here on the plus side, this is finally another DLC I'd want to buy if they fix the online, frankly.
いよいよ
Oh, the Sora in the video is just because they're adding the Sora Limited logo to it. I get it. Oh yeah, by the way. Why are we closed captioning, by the way? Get that off here. One thing I was going to say, by the way, that I actually forgot about is, there's one character, and it's in my Twitch title, that, I knew was... Everybody's got, you know, their one crazy pick. You know, their Waluigi, even though he's an assist trophy. Their Geno, even though, you know, everyone's forgotten about him except 5 people in a closet somewhere. Everyone's got their one crazy pick. My crazy pick, now that Banjo is in and that had been my crazy pick, I think I've settled on my new crazy pick, is Chris from Deltarune. Which I knew was never going to happen, because for some reason just Nintendo hates supporting indies in this game. One moment. Yeah, that's better. Nintendo hates supporting indies in this game, but, God, I would love for the day that Chris Deltarune gets in this game, because that could also be a very unique, like, mechanical system with the acts and everything, and a cool stage and stuff. And, you know, everyone would be excited it's the first indie rep. Just kidding, they'd all complain, another anime sword fighter. Alright, back to this. Also, back this up. What is he saying? I wasn't actually paying attention. Each announcement has been for DLC rather than a full game. Nah, Deltarune. Nah, nobody wants a grocery store owner in their game. So, is he about to announce that they're, like, also revealing a new game? Because I have a comment on that if he is. Actually, I have a comment otherwise. I'll say it anyway. So, some folks on a Discord I've been in have been memeing about, nah, it's just going to be another Fire Emblem Lord. And, like, there's this one person who speaks truth to power on that and is like, it can't be a new Fire Emblem character because they haven't announced a new Fire Emblem yet. And always in the back of my mind, I'm like, you know, you say that, but Nintendo would be nuts enough to like have a Smash Direct and at the start be like, but before we get to this character, we have to announce a new game, and it's a new Fire Emblem, and the character is just the lord of that game, and everybody lights their Nintendo Switch on fire. Yeah, surprise new Fire Emblem. Oh, okay, he's talking about budget. See, this is why I'm glad I said that now, because otherwise I wouldn't have said it. Last one, it's a bit sad. Oh dang, we're starting with the Mii Fighter costumes. Alright, who's deconfirmed? Oh wait, everyone's deconfirmed! But for real, who's here? I'm always interested in these. I'm not the usual person that's like, oh no, they deconfirmed Geno with a Mii. No, I don't care. I just want to see who's here. Because I subscribe to the theory that, like, if you're in this category, you are already ruled out as a DLC. Being here isn't, like, being here doesn't mean you're not in the DLC. Being here means you were never in the DLC. In any DLC. You had already been taken off the pile. Yeah, I guess this is also, like, live You know, the reason you watch these reactions of mine is because I pause them constantly. But, this is one that I said as a meme pick on Discord, I think, 2 nights ago. I was like, hey, what if they added an Octoling? And everyone was like, they're not going to add an Echo Fighter. But I was like, okay, you people do realize that, like, Echo Fighters are a myth. Like, there's some stuff that's pretty echoey that's considered a new character already. But hey, look, it's a Vimo. It's literally just a wig. You will pay $1 to get a wig. Please enjoy. This is gonna be all Splatoon, huh? Oh. Wait. Oh. Hey, look, there he is. He made it in after all. So, I'll admit, when I saw the red Bowser walking away, the, like, part of me that just last night did a live reading of Chapter 1 again was like, is that representing Susie? Are they going to add Chris as a Mii costume? No. I can hope. Yeah, Doom fans were immediately in shambles. Like, if I were watching this live and wasn't spoiled to hell and back because the internet can't control themselves for 5 minutes, I'd have been a... Well, actually, I'll be honest. I wouldn't have been sad here. Also, it's done, so I can just keep this running. I wouldn't have been sad here because, honestly, I didn't want Doom Guy. Like, I'm sorry. Doom Guy isn't scary. I'm sorry. Anybody who doesn't have a proper name, get out of my Smash. Unless you're a Pokemon. Like, give Doom Guy a name and I'll let him in.
ファンからはドゥームガイなどと言われますが、原作についてはここでご紹介することができませんが、
Series that originated first person. See, that right there is why I said he's... I don't consider Pokemon Trainer... I consider Pokemon Trainer the Pokemon, it's fine. Anyway, though, that line right there is why I said Doom Guy has a real shot when Sakurai said he's excited. Because, look, he's even devoting time to explaining the history of Doom here. This guy is a student of gaming history, and Doom is a genre-establishing game. That's why I couldn't rule it out. It runs on any computer, is that right? I'm kind of surprised they didn't add a song for Doom Guy. Like, there's literally a song playing right now. I would have figured that they'd be like, yeah, you buy him, you get this song.
2018年3月、最初のムービーが発表されてからの感情でも
Has it really only been 3.5 years? Feels like about 89 with how much I've hated everyone in this time.
開発はスマブラ4から地続きに行われており、プロジェクトスタートから数えると小中学校を合わせた義務教育も終わって。
So for the record, by the way, that's Japanese elementary and middle school, I'm assuming. Which means you actually add an extra year over the US version. So that's 9 years that they've been working on this, essentially.
しかしこのゲーム業界である種のお祭りを提供し続けられたことは価値があったのではないかなと思います。
Which 9 years makes me think is including Smash 4's development.
いよいよ今回がラストで
Implicating that
す。
4 was like a
最後の一人となる
beta
参
or
戦ファイター
something.
をこれからご紹介します。こちらをご覧く
I'm
ださ
glad they
い。
put all this extra stuff on the front end too, because I was like browsing through with this, looking for it to start. Like they gave me a nice like 3 minutes worth of padding, so I wouldn't accidentally heck up everything. Oh, that's cool. It picks up where the first trailer left off. For over 3 years. Aww. I like the book ending, but it's also kind of sad. Plot twist, we're announcing a new Smash. For the Switch Pro. The last flame. Wow, I can't believe Mickey friggin' Mouse is in this game. I had to. Huh. So, okay, I can say one thing here. Like, the render that they had on Twitter, which is why I was a little confused, and I was like, it was the stock render for KH3. It wasn't a new Smash render. which is why I was a little confused and thought maybe their algorithm for picking pictures just broke. And now I see why. It was definitely broke. Like, the Smash render would have been the KH1 look, not 3.
Let's go!
I can't believe Sakurai's live reacting to his own trailer.
ちなみに空とは英語で言うスカイのことです。これ、海外
Weird. I think Sora is also the name of my horse in Ghost of Tsushima, which I'll take this moment to plug. If you haven't played it, play it. It's an absolutely amazing game.
2002年からディズニーとスクエアエニックスにより展開されている作品です。ディズニーの各種作品の世界を股にかけ、
Hey, it's PS4 game footage. I have one of those.
シリーズで空はその主人公。シリーズは多岐に及び、システムや主人公が変わることもありますが、
And playable characters sometimes differ across games.
になります。が、
Really, it's only 2 instances that isn't the
実
case.
現しました。なんと、早速、スマブラでの空をお見せします。
So I'm assuming his 2 and 3 looks are alt costumes.
いや、この右の人ではなくて左の人、右の人マリオって言うんで。
The guy on the right is called Mario. He's played by Chris
スマブラ
Pratt.
の世界に立っている。最後にふさわしいファイターと思うのですが、いかがでしょうか。
Wait a minute, back that up. Did I just...
立っている。最後にふさわしいファイター
He's
と
really
思う
cute.
の
Like
です
his
が、
last fighter, I think he's perfect.
空が、最も望まれ
That
る
was a
参戦ファイ
meme
ターで
on
あることは
another
分か
anime
っている。
sword fighter, wasn't it?
6年以上前、スマブラ4の時、
Oh, dang,
ス
we're
マブ
going
ラ
back.
広報
Yeah,
券と
that's
いうア
right.
ンケ
He
ー
was
トを
high
行った
on
ので
this
す
too,
が、
wasn't he?
新規参戦希望キャラクターの中でトップだったのが、
The top choice for most requested new fighter was Sora. So he does officially debunk the idea that Bayonetta won the ballot. Cool of a fighter as she is, she didn't actually win the ballot. She was the character on the ballot that they had the easiest time getting agreements for, basically. Because everybody higher than her, they would have had to have gone
当
through
時
third
スマブラ
parties
広
and
報券の
rights.
開催にあたり、生前の岩田社長と打ち合わせた結果、集計結果
While it
は
was happening, he spoke with the wand and decided not to reveal the results because
上
he
位
knew
の
they
各キャラク
couldn't
ターを
do
参
it.
戦希望するユーザーが各メーカーさんに激しく要望してしまうこ
With
とに
fighters
よ
at
り、
the top of the list, we thought they might
各
demand
方
them
面
from their
をおかけしてし
companies,
まうからです。
which would cause
結果を
inconvenience
発
to many
表できなかったことは
parties.
申し訳ないと思っていますが、長きを経て今日の結果につなげられたことは良かったと思います。
So basically, what he's saying is that, like, Bayonetta was the easiest character we could make because we basically already had rights to her. Because we had bailed out Platinum, which meant Platinum was indebted to us, essentially. Platinum essentially had become a second-party developer to Nintendo by that point. So it was easy for them to get agreements from Platinum to do Bayonetta, which is why they went with her. The higher characters were all third parties, which meant releasing the results would have meant that people were deluging those companies with demands to get the characters in Smash, which would have been a big problem for all involved because fans on the internet, as we know, are assholes. So this whole time they've been working on the back end to actually get the winner in, which is Sora.
空の参戦がいかに難しくハードルが高いことか事情を察することができるほど、分かってくれる
Like
と思い
Sora
ま
was
す。
definitely up there on my list of like
他の
never
ファイタ
gonna
ーが一人
happen,
増えるのとは意味合いが異なります。
I'd love to see it. So I'm glad to see it's
スマブラの舞
happen,
台に
even
立って
if
います。
rights
私としても驚くばかりです
snarl
が、
might
いろ
make
い
it
ろなご
impossible
協
for
力
him
を
to
得
come
て、
back.
参戦に至った
By the
と
way,
いう次第
fun
です。ありが
fact
たいこ
that I
とですね。
learned literally
早
like
速ご紹
yesterday.
介していきましょう。
Apparently, the rights problem for Sora wasn't Disney. Disney actually wanted him in Smash. It was getting Square Enix to go along with it that was apparently the problem.
またカメラは特殊なものを使ってい
Because
ることをご了
obviously Disney
承ください。
won't, you know, skip on a
という
chance
の
for
もそうですね
promotion.
今回のプレゼンでは空の声は英語になってい
This
ますが、
presentation's voice will be in
日本語と
English. The
英
final
語が
project,
実装されます。
both voices will be implemented.
ダウンロードコンテンツのファイターは思考を凝
Many
らし
DLC
た個
fighters
性
are
が強い
somewhat
ものが多かっ
idiosyncratic
た
and
で
can
す
be
が、
hard to master, but let me guess, Sora is, yep,
誰でも
simple.
使えることと思います。ただ個性がないわけではないです。
Doesn't mean he's
むしろ
not distinctive.
高い方だ
If anything,
と思い
he's
ま
more
す。
so for his simplicity.
まずは大雑把な特徴から。 性質上空中戦が得意
Airborne fighting, which makes sense for his
空
game.
中ジャンプも高いし
Very
距
high
離もかな
jumps.
り長い
Wow.
その分、挙動が
He's also got floaty. Yeah, I noticed he has a floaty quality to his jumps. He actually hangs a little at the
体重は
top.
かなり軽いです。ヒゼさんや子供リンクよりもさらに
Lighter
軽
than
い
Isabel or Young
質量
Link
という
even.
理由が、性質というべきですかね。つまりこれは吹っ飛ばされやすいことを意味します。
Interesting. So he's a character who you do
カラ
not
ーバ
want
リ
to
エーシ
get
ョンに
hit
ついても
on.
最後だし、おしゃれな空のことだから頑張ってみました。体型や顔は、初代キングダムハ
Yeah, we
ーツ
play
の空で、
P2
彼
is
が障害しているようなイメ
2, 3 is
ージに
3.
なっています。後のシリーズは成長して、髪型や体つきも違ってきますからね、ご覧ください。
His shape is going to stay the same, but he'll have, yeah, the different game designs. Oh, we're going for 3D as well. And then 3. And I'm assuming alternate color variants for
1P、
each.
2P、3P、4P のそれぞれが初代2、3D、つまりドリームドロップディスタンス。あと、
And then each one
3
has a
の
color
衣装が
variation, I'm guessing,
豪華
for
ですね。
Riku.
それぞれで、ファイターのアートワークのポーズも変えています。
Quite different. I'm pretty sure his middle two are literally just
コスチュームと
mirrored.
いうのは多彩に変わるのですが、特に基本となるシリーズの4つを抑えられたのは大変良かったと思います。どうです？豪華でしょう。そして 5P 以降はそれぞれの服装をさらに色替えしています。6P はキングダムハーツ2のブレイブフ
Oh,
ォ
we're
ーム
going dry forms.
風、
Okay.
7P はキングダムハーツ2のウィズダムフォーム風、 8P はキングダムハーツ3のアルティメットフォーム風では 5P はというと
What's
これです。
P5? Riku.
タイムレスリバー
Oh!
風、ちゃんと
Well, that's going to be
つまり
seen in a
表情
lot
専
of
用に持っている
tournaments, I'm sure.
全
That's
仕様
like
です。
going with the Kechi outfit
それ
on
に伴いファイタースピリッツも5種になります。1、2、3D、
Oh
3、
no.
タイムレスリバー。
They each have their
DLC の
own
中では
spirit
最
to
も凝った
collect
コスチュー
too.
ムであると言えますね。
Speaking of which, I wonder who the spirit board's going to be. Are they going to really lean into the Disney, or are they going to lean into the
参戦ファイ
organization?
ターの振り返りもしたいですね。お相手として無理やりにでも全員出していきたいと思いますのでよろしくお願いします。で、誰によろしくお願いしますって言ったのかな。最後までいけるかな。
Normal moves.
空の攻撃は
Alright,
原
now the
作
good
の
part.
比較的ゆっくりめに出ます。出だしのスピード的には不
I'm
利だけ
kidding,
ど
of course. The good
攻
part
撃
is
が
the
出ている
music.
時間が長い分打ち勝ちやすいという
Which sounded
面
there's
もあ
more
り
than
ます
two tracks, which is what some people were afraid of
ま
for
た
Sora.
ボタン連打あるいは押しっぱなしで一部の技が3連コンボになります。
The funking
これが
noise is still
原
there.
作っぽい動きになりますね。
That
具
like
体的には
somewhat
ジャンプ
magical
攻撃
funk.
横強攻撃、通常空中攻撃、前空中攻撃の4つが
Oh, he's got a
3コンボ
full
になりま
combo
す。
for every
そのま
kind
ま
of
A、
situation.
前に入れて A、 空中でそのまま A、
So all of his
空中で前に入
natural
れて
A's, non-smashes basically for A.
弱攻撃は
Are
スピード
3-hit
速め
combos.
攻撃力低め、
That's kind of cool.
横強攻撃は比較してスピードを染め攻撃力高め、
This guy's gonna.
通常空
The
中
funny
攻
thing
撃は
is,
牽制でオールラウンド
We were
に使え、
discussing like what a tier list for
前空中攻撃は
stamina
ステー
smash
ジ外
would
に
look
追い込
like,
むのに使え
and I said that like anybody who can hit
ど
fast
ちらも
is
小
gonna
ジャン
be
プから使う
OP
こと
in
で
that,
地上戦
and
に
Sora
も
looks like he would be OP
小
in
ジャンプ攻撃
stamina
は攻
smash.
撃ボタンとジャンプボタンを同
He
時
did
に
like a
する
whole
だけです
like all the other rules are normal, but instead of percents, it's
ブン
stamina.
ブン振るっているだけでも
Still
ある
stocks
程
and
度の脅威
everything.
にはなります。ただし小ジャンプからだとヒットしなければ3発目が出る前に着地してしまいます。ヒットしない牽制なら2発止めに
Okay,
し
so you
た
can
方
stay in the
がいい
air
かも。
longer so long as you're hitting things in the air.
コンボ中にボタンを
Otherwise,
途
you won't
中
be
で
able to
止
full
めて
combo.
別の技につなぐのもありです。ちょっと忙しいですが空中途中止めの急降下で地上コンボにつなげる手も
Stop
あり
midway
ま
while
す。
airborne and fall straight down.
実はコンボと単発止めで相手の吹っ飛ばしが変わっていることがあります。これは横強攻撃コンボ一発目に注目してください。相手が吹っ飛ばないですよね。
No launch. Okay, and then the end of the combo
これは
has launch.
単発止め。相手が吹っ飛ぶ。
Oh,
威力も異なります。
that's
3連コン
weird.
ボ以外の技をご
So like
紹
you,
介し
if
ます。
you're going to combo, you want to
まず上
commit
強
to
攻
that
撃
combo.
攻撃時間が長く
Because
連続ヒット
One
し
hit
ます。
launches, 3
見
hits
た目通り
launch,
対空
2
に使ってもいい
doesn't.
ですが
If you end up
近ければ
getting bullied out of your
地上の相手を
combo,
巻き込
you
みます
lose the
ま
launch.
た相手の蓄積ダメージが低ければ追撃を加えることができるかも下強攻
I'm
撃
pretty sure that was his up B, by the way, there at
隙
the
は
end.
弱攻撃単発より少ないぐらいで使いやすいと思いますそしてこの浮かせて引き
Sora's
寄
a
せられるような
tilter.
軌跡を見れば使いどころはなんとなくわかるはず
Because his neutral attack is a
先ほどの
long
上強攻
combo.
撃など
His
コンボの
tilts
起点
don't
になりま
combo.
す空中コンボ
So
な
you
ども
actually
通り
want
や
to
すいで
tilt
す
with him more often than not. That's actually
横
kind
ス
of
マッシュ
backwards.
攻撃大きく振りかぶってから打撃する技で普通に使う上では撃墜の主力技空の特徴から
Looks like a lot of
持
launch
続は
power
少し
on
長
that.
め
Yeah,
か
okay, that's a lot of launch power on that.
上スマッシュ攻撃キーブレードから放つフラッシュで攻撃する
That's your
技
kill move there, is your smash.
隙の大きさから対空攻撃に使いにくいところもありますが攻撃範囲は意外と広いです中心で当てるようにした方がわずかに大きめに吹っ飛ばすほか結果的に相手がかわしにくくもなります
I don't know if that makes him a tipper or not. I don't know if he means center of their model or center of the Keyblade's model.
下スマッシュ
I suppose in neither case he'd be a tipper, he'd be,
下突きをする技
What do they call the other
ジャンプする
tipper?
ので足元の攻撃を避けつつ攻撃することができますまた衝撃波を含む攻撃
Anti-tipper?
範囲は割と広めです
Wide
とい
range
うことは
down
一
smash.
部ファ
I
イター
like
に対
that.
する置き攻めにも使えるかもしれませんね
Oh, he's got a get up punish too.
呼吸も変えてみました次は
But
空
if you
中
go
攻
above him,
撃
he can hit you then with his
通
up.
常空中
That's
攻
an
撃と
interesting
前
little
空
way
中
to
攻撃
punish
がコンボなので
recoveries.
後ろ空中
Very
攻撃
traditional for Smash,
シ
but I
ンプ
like
ルに
it.
バシンと叩きます軽めのファイタ
His
ー
back
の
air
ス
is
マッシュ攻撃程
slow,
度の攻撃力はあるでしょう振り向きつつ
Like, I definitely think a good player
このよう
can
に小ジャンプからでも出せるけど
probably
コンボが強力
predict
なので
that's coming and
他
get
の
out
ファイ
of
タ
the
ーほど
way.
のアドバンテージはないかも上空中攻撃見た目通り対空技としてジャンプ力が高い空なので結果的に迎撃可能範囲は広い
One thing I worry about right now, seeing that, is I worry that Sora is going to have a Bayonetta juggle type problem. Where because of his jump range and like his up air, he can basically juggle you up into the kill
なかなか
zone.
できない運用ができますそして各種投げ前は比較的スタンダード打撃は第三者にも当てられます投げ後ろ原作でもこういった投げをしますね
Yeah, but he wasn't throwing
吹っ
things,
飛
he
ばし
was
が高
throwing
い上他
himself.
者を巻き込むことができます
Okay, yeah. This is the first character in a while that's had throws that can hit people. I think Mario is the only other one.
下投げ威力
Sora's going to have a Bayonetta juggling problem. I can tell you right now.
は低めですが相手を引き離さないので各種コンボなどがつながりやすいですそして必殺技のご説明です
Alright, now the fun part.
またコスチューム変えます通常必殺技は魔法なんと3つの魔法があり順次切り替えられていきますファイ
Okay, they cycle in
サ
order.
ンダガブリザガと蓄積ダメージ部分に常に
Okay, he has a
装填され
meter
て
that
いる
tells
魔
you
法が
what you're
表
going
示
to
されて
use,
いま
though.
す打つと切り替わる
So you can actually keep track of that.
打つたびに自動切り替えで次の魔法が装
Oh,
填
that's
されるの
neat.
で
It does like the
使う側
little
も
thing when you
対戦
change
相手も次に出る魔法を意識すると良いでしょうまずファイがまっすぐ横に飛ぶ魔法でボタンを連打することで連射できます止めると次のサンダガへ
Oh, if you hold, it'll continue to
弾
fire
が大きめ
them.
でリアクション
Interesting.
が大きめなので中距
Oh,
離
no,
が
that's
得意
just
な
for
相手
Faraga.
によ
Never
く
mind.
効きます単発で放ってそれを起点にいろいろな攻めをするのにも向いています
So that's for zoning.
サンダガは
Again, you don't wanna get hit,
まっすぐ
so-
3つ目の前に落ちてきます
You're gonna love fire.
隙が大きく当てにくいところはありますが攻撃範囲が広く最初の一発に当てれ
You
ば
almost kind of want to
三
just
発とも当たる
burn
よ
the
うになり
thunder
ま
and
す
freeze because they're not as
空
good
中
because
発
fire
動に
will
よる
let
サン
you
ダガは地上よ
range.
りも範囲が狭くなりますただうまく当てることで画面外押し出しにも有効に使えます相手の行動を制限しやすいのでハマれば強いですが
That's rude.
くれぐれも好きにはご注意を次にブリザガ攻撃範囲は一番狭いですが相手を凍らせられるという特徴
Oh,
があり
okay,
ま
it
す
does that.
無数の弾が出るのでかすって当てるよりも
Honestly,
直撃
Thunder might
して
be the one with
たくさん
the
当てた方がいい
least amount of
です
use then.
凍らせられたらボタン連打などで復活を早
Like
められますが
fire you can use for zoning, blizzard you can use for an oh shit button in close quarter situations because you're so
当
light
然
you don't
追
want to
加
get
攻
hit.
撃を与えるべきですが強化中のダメージは半減します。できれば解除された時にヒットさせるのがお得。魔法はそれぞれ反射ができます。性質上上に打ち上げてしまうサンダガには効果が薄いかも。吸収もできます。特にブリザガがまとめて吸収された時の回復量などは大きめ。しまうこともできますが、まず
You can
サ
also
ンダガ
pocket
が
his
真下に落ちる
magic.
ため空中で使わないと意味がありません。ブリザガは粒子の中の一つしかしまえないので実質出番はないと思います。
Okay, but pocket
いず
sucks.
れにせよどの魔法も牽制に適しているので反撃を受けにくい範囲でどんどん使うと良いでしょう。それぞれにヒットしたりかわした後まで考えられれば
Yep,
お
there's
のずと戦法は広がることと思います。対戦中使いたい魔法に合わせておくためしれっと空打ちするのもありです。サンダが使いたいなーって時こうやって。ところで余談ですがウェアピールでも順番に切り替わる魔法表現になります。
The up taunt also cycles in order.
エアロガ、ケアルガと。ただし何の効果もないんですけどね。見てくれだけとは
Interesting that they cycle. I would have just put them on each of the
横
directional
必殺技
buttons.
はソニックレイブ。
Makes me wonder what his other
なんと
taunts
3
are.
回2位の方向に飛べる技です。
Oh, he's got a
最
dash
初は必ず真
recovery.
横に飛びます
Interesting.
がこの技によってかなり柔軟性のある飛行ができます。連続で飛ぶのはスティックを飛びたい方向に倒すだけ。ボタンを連打すると2回目以降に近くの相手にロックオンして飛びます。この時の攻撃力はより高くまた移動距離も多
Does
少
it
長い
home
で
or
す。
is he controlling that? I can't tell.
移動はピカチュウや月光河の上必殺技に似てますがロックオンによる突進はアバウトな反撃手段として有効
Okay, it does lock on, but you can if there's nothing to lock nearby, it will just control by yourself.
高い復帰力を誇るのは言うまでもありません。相手に当てたらその状態を見て攻撃を続けるか間合いを置くかを使い分けたら良いと思
Oh,
います。
okay, that's interesting. It's also a getaway move.
落下のごまかしにもどうぞ。なお突進のたびに速度と距離が少しずつ落ちていきます。相手にヒットしたり
Crosses basically
シ
an
ールドされて
entire
も下がるので相手の近くで隙をさらさ
if
ない
you
ように
use all
ご注意。
three.
コスチューム変えます。上必殺技はエリアルスイープ。
Yeah,
安定し
okay.
ながら
I
上昇し
called that was
相
his
手
up
に連続打
special
撃を与え
the
ま
moment I
す。
saw it.
リンクの空中
It's a
回
link
転
up
切りに
special.
似てますが、
Yep.
こちらは地上にいても上昇します。
But unlike Links, it always sends you
ぶっ
upward.
飛ばし力もそれなりにあるのでうまく当てれば上空の相手を撃墜できます。なお上昇中わずかに左右に動くことができ
I'm
ますね。
sorry. Did you just KO
そ
that
して
Inkling from
誰
the
もが頻
platform?
繁に使うべき
using
重
that?
要なポイントとして上必殺技後ジャンプの頂点では横必殺技ソニックレーブにつなげられるという性質があります。これはとっても大事なのでぜひ
Oh
お
my
書きくだ
god,
さい。
this man can jump.
画
I
面
think this
の
man
ど
might
こ
be
に
able
い
to
たとして
jump
も
from kill plane to
空
kill
中ジャン
plane.
プエリアルスイープソニックレーブを併用すれば
Like if those all were aimed upwards, I think he could jump from bottom kill plane to top kill plane.
過言ではないかも。
Just with his two normal jumps,
例
his
えば
up special, and then his side
下
special
空
pointing
中
up.
攻撃上必殺横必殺3つのうちの2つほ
Oh
ど
my
上昇要素があれば十分です。
And Sakurai said this guy was easy.
空中ジャンプで
You're going to absolutely be like, this guy lives off the side of stages. Bad player is gonna self-destruct so much.
上必殺とか横必殺で戻る。上必殺
It's
から
Joker.
横必殺で締めるのは必ずマスター
You know,
してください。
honestly,
これは逆にしても発動し
for
ま
how
す。
nuts it was when Joker happened,
空中コンボを振り回し
Joker, Banjo, and
適当な
Sora
とこ
are
ろで
like the
返
three
すのも
big,
結構有効です。
big WTFs of this game. Like all three of them are picks that like nobody
相
would
手
have
の
thought
復帰
was
手段の
coming.
攻撃系なら
And
次に
now
ご
they
紹
happen.
介するカウンターを当て
I'm
る
glad
こと
they
で
ended on Sora and not like,
余裕で帰れます。
gosh,
相手はそうじゃないかもしれないけど。
Pyra and Mithra. Let's go with that.
と
It's
いうわ
probably
け
our
で
closest comparison to
下必殺
ending
技
on
はカウンター
Pila.
なのですが他のファイターのカウンター技
Yeah,
と
we all
セン
saw
ス
that
が
coming.
異なり
It's
ま
a
す。
it's a stock standard counter
これ
attack.
が
Every
普通のファイター
DLC's
の
had
カウ
it.
ンター。相手の攻撃はピタッと止まっていますが中断はされていません。こちらが空のカウンター。相手の姿勢が崩されています。 これは原作にあったカウンターを再現しています。相手が少し遠のくことは覚えておくと良いかも。例によって相手の攻撃力が高いほど相手に強い打撃を与えます。前方に対してカウンターするので後
There's
方から
also
の攻撃は受けにくいです。
You know, I forgot about
必ず
Steve.
ダメージを食らうというわけではありませんが
Steve-
なるべく前で受けましょう。それと飛び道具
I
な
feel
どを
like
受け流
both
すことができ
everyone
ま
saw
す。
Steve coming and nobody saw Steve coming.
後方に流してしまうために反撃にならないですが、受け流し
Like
後
nobody
にすぐ攻撃
expected
す
it,
る
but
の
then
で
when it happened, everyone's like, "Oh, but it made
近い相手の打撃にはなりやすい。
perfect sense."
多人数戦なら第三者に当たることもあ
By the way,
る。
you know what? Small
攻
life
撃力は
victories here.
1.4倍ぐらいに増えています。
Jonesy wasn't in this Smash
なお
game.
受け流した球は
He'll absolutely be in the next Smash game, but he'll absolutely be base game now instead of DLC.
以上
And that's about all I could ask for. Is I don't have to pay money for the rights to be
全員きれいに登場させられたはず。
Jonesy.
皆様お疲れ様でした。皆様って誰？あれ最後の切り札はと思うかもしれませんが、ここでは
We're going to
説明を
forego
省
the
略してしまいます。
details.
自らの
Oh.
目でご確認を。なお切り札の名前だけお伝えしておくと、鍵穴の封印と言います。
Oh, okay. Anyone who's played Kingdom
総
Hearts
合的
knows
に
what
見
that
て
means.
ソロは非常に原作っぽい特性で動くことができます。
I'm guessing that, like,
ください。
you kick them into a keyhole and then close it. Okay, now for the real good stuff.
次にステージのご紹介です。
Hollow Bastion. Yep. Oh!
坂巻滝の底から遠くに見えるのは
It's the old Hollow Bastion. From 1.
ホローバスティオンです。キングダムハーツの終盤付近で登場するマレフィ
I was
セントの巨
expecting,
像。
like, the
2では
2
レディアントガーデンとし
version,
て再建が進んでいる
where
という
it's
ことです
actually got a
ね。
little town to it and you're
昔
fighting,
はレ
like,
ディア
on
ン
the
トガーデン
ramparts or
でホロー
something.
バスティオンと化し、またレディ
I
アントガー
really
デン
love
と
these
して再
traveling
建される。
stages, though, and I don't know if I
地
like
形
it.
自体は比較的
Like, it's
シ
a
ンプル
great way
で
to have a
中央
lot of
板が
places
一枚
explored, but
ホローバスティオンの近くを
Man,
巡回
it
しなが
feels
ら
like
戦います。
they do this just to
原作地
appease
形
the
が垣間見られますね。
competitive community.
原作では難所だったこともあり、この地形を眺めながらいろいろ思い出す方も
Because that
おら
way
れ
it
る
can
の
just
で
be
は
a
ない
traveling
かな。
battlefield.
しかしこのステージ、単純にホローバスティオンを周回するだけではありません。
Like, this is
制限時間
immediately
が
like,
近づいたり
this is
ストップ
this is
数が
tournament legal
減ること
right
で
now.
試合終了が近づくと
Again, the size still has not changed. This is still tournament legal.
というように背景が原作で同じの
That was cool, though.
心の中の世界に遷移し
Has
ます。
they ever used that animation for creating a dive to the heart before? Because if that's original,
登場キャ
that's
ラクターも
really
いろいろ
cool.
あります。お見せしていきます。
Oh, this is how they're working other characters in. Okay. Did Shion have a dive to the heart before? I know obviously, I know these three did. I know,
こういった
Sora and
演出
Riku
でいろ
did.
んなキャラクターが
I
楽しめ
think
る
we
の
saw
は
Roxas
望ましいと
before.
ころではな
I
いかな
don't
と
think
思
we
い
ever
ま
saw
す
one
ね
for Shion, so that's new.
もちろん戦場化、終点化もできます。はい、それでは、恒例のお試しプレイに行き
Wonder
た
if
いと
it's
思い
for
ま
the
す。
next mainline
前
KH
回
game
の
and
風
they
の
got a
収
sneak
録の
peek of
時
it.
実は CP の都合で近接戦闘がほぼ効かないって
Well, I
いう
didn't
ような
watch the
状態になっ
Kazuya
ていたんです
presentation,
ね。
so I don't know
な
how
ので
badly you did.
遠くの間合いからという攻め方をせざるを得なかっ
Things
たん
like
です
that
が、
often happen during
まあ開発中あるあ
development.
るで
No
ど
Kyrie?
ういう
Yeah,
風
they're
になる
right.
か
No Kyrie one. Which is weird.
今回は体力制でやろうと思います。これだと、空の空中制動能力みたいなものはあんまり生きないルールなんですが、もしもこれでフィニッシュを
We
する
got
と
one for
ちょっ
Shion,
とだ
but
け
not
原
for
作に
Kyrie.
沿っ
That's
た
weird.
素敵演出が入るこ
When
とに
I'm
なる
pretty
と
sure
思
we
います
know
ので、
Kyrie's
できれ
already.
ばお楽しみにしてください。では始めます。はい、今回の相手はこの2人です。因縁のある2人。読み込め早いな。
Hey!
とりあえず魔法で牽制をしたり、
You know,
よしよしカウンター。
well, actually, I can't say you should be partnered with Cloud because technically they've never actually partnered up.
ああ、
It should have just been Sora vs Sephiroth, honestly.
邪魔をされるというのはもちろんありますね。
Like most of the ultimate battles from the games are. Well, before you add in the
コン
secret
ボをキャン
boss.
セルしてとかもやんなきゃね。痛
Off the side of the stage, which is where... Oh, and he's back on.
い。なんだかんだで一進一退の
What you want to
ですけ
see
ど
with
セケ
Sora
ル
is
ス
you
手が
want to see
ちょ
him
っと
off the
リードして
side
る
of the
かな。
stage, honestly. Because that's where he can do the most damage.
おっとやられた。空中
Oh, this is an HP battle! I just realized! The stamina smash. This is what I was talking about with Discord the other day.
誰かな。
It's Green Soventus.
やっとか。
Oh, genius.
よーしまとめていくぞ。
He's gonna use the...
ここだ。扉の中でじっとしていてくれ。
We're going to keep this a secret so you can't see it, and then he uses it in the battle.
お、これは来ましたね。このまんま長久節破山バージョン5も行ってほしいところ。セフィロスにね。お、いい感じ、いいですよ。ストップが。
Oh, because he's fighting Sephiroth too, he has the powered up final smash.
そもそも当たんだ。うわー。まずいねこれ。
Will he survive?
今だ。
One hit to win.
はい、原作再現フィニッシュ。
Oh, that's why he did stamina. If he wins the stamina battle, it actually does like the little slow down camera pan, like when you complete story battles in Kingdom Hearts. That's cool. Wait a minute, back that up. I didn't pay attention to his victory.
はい、無事に勝負がつきました。これでこういう風にプレイするのも最後ですね。お
That's
疲
kind
れ
of
様で
cool.
した。
Kind of boring, but
次に
I feel like their
音楽のご紹介
victory
です
screens have kind of
原作に
trended
おける
downhill
それ
since
ぞれ
Steve.
のワールドに紐づく曲の使用はできなかったのですが、それ以外の主要曲から検討しました。
Oh, I'm assuming this is where he talks about Disney music
音
rights
楽
are
のご紹介
complete
です。
nonsense.
原作におけるそれぞれのワールドに紐づく
It didn't seem appropriate to use music linked to specific worlds from the original games. Translation: Disney was willing to let us use Sora, but they weren't willing to let us use such hits as Under the Sea. Whatever the music was for Pride Rock. Bippity Boppity Boo. And Let It Go.
曲の使用はできなかった
I
の
mean,
で
he
すが、
already asserts his dominance on his fellow Square Enix characters in about every game he's in. Every game, I think every game Sora is in has a
ステージが
secret
フォローバスティオ
Sephiroth
ンである
fight.
ことを前提に
Nine songs, not bad. Night of Fate, Destiny's Force, Shrouding Dark Cloud, Hand in Hand, Blast Away, Gummy Ship theme, Hollow Bastion, Scherzo di Notte, Fragments of Shadow, Destati. I'm kind of... So I don't remember the names specifically, but I wonder if, I think one of those is the organization's theme. I wonder if Xehanort's theme is in there too.
対戦シーンにも通用する代表的な曲をピックアップしています。全曲原作の音源そのままです。
And you'll only ever hear these songs if you use this one
連動
stage
企画というのがありまして、
that admittedly is probably going to actually be tournament legal.
メモリーという作品があります。
Oh?
これをプレイしていると、その作
Dearly
品
Beloved
内
Swing
にある
version if you have also
Dearly
purchased.
Beloved スイングバージョンが追加されます。
That's kind of rude, but you know what? That's Square Enix for you right
キング
there.
ダムハーツを代表する曲。対戦には合わない曲であり、
Guarantee you Square
原
Enix
曲の
came up
実
with
装は
that
難しかったのですが、これでなんとか。なお、1曲だけ書き下ろしの曲があります。
Let me guess. Oh, just his victory theme.
勝利時のファンファーレ。ハンドインハンド。
I thought it was going to be like, there isn't actually one arrangement, and they reveal that they did an arrangement of like simple and clean or something. I thought that was going to be like a
多数
big
あった
twist.
スマブラ用アレンジ曲もこれが最後になりましたね。
Oh, let me guess, you're going to announce a soundtrack release now, right?
どうもありがとうございました。いろいろ仕掛けられてファンも喜んでいると思います。専用の
Oh,
スピリッツ
hey, look, we found the Kyrie, everybody.
お題目はカイリ、ベントス、アクア、テラ、リク、シオン、 アクセル、ロクサス。
I appreciate that Roxas is the legend.
アクセル、アカーは名前が被っている別のキャラクターがいますから作品名がカッコでつきます。省略すると閉まらないので改めて配信日です。10月19日に配信予定。
Release for October 18th, so
そのまま
in
受け取り可能。単体でも購入可能です。
about a week and a half. Yeah, also no Roxas battle theme.
アミーボについて
Hold on, I gotta back this up. I just want to make a comment here. You know, Min Min aside, I think this... I kind of want to say I like this slate of characters. Like, Steve... Again, I said it earlier, but, like, Steve is one of those characters where, like... I think none of us saw it coming until all of us saw it coming. Like, nobody really expected it, and then when it happened, we all were like... But actually, it made so much sense. Sephiroth, it's, you know, the more I think about it, the more that I think the theme here is like, these are picks that make sense, but not picks that I would have expected. Except for Min Min and Sora, for two different reasons. Min Min, I think, is just a case of nobody liked that. Sora, I think, is a case of everybody liked that. The four in the middle, though, are all like, I think people expected them, but nobody really expected them, if that makes sense. Like Sephiroth, I think everybody expected another Smash rep, but I don't think anybody expected them to go to Sephiroth for that rep, even though it made sense, because he's one of the most... Like, if you talk about, like, the three most famous Final Fantasy villains as of October 10th, 2021, it's probably, for most people, some combination of Sephiroth, Kefka, forgot the clown's name for a moment, and Emmett, Selk. Like, it's some combination of those three, I think, for a lot of people at this point. But I feel like if you asked people who the next Final Fantasy rep would have been, they would have said probably either it's going to be another protagonist, like I was always on the train of it's going to be a Noctis, because they want to promote the modern Final Fantasy. Or they'd say it's going to be a villain, but it's going to be Kefka, was probably the other big one. Pyra and Mithra, I mean, everybody... I feel like everybody wanted that, but nobody really expected it to happen because everyone had gotten it into their heads that it was going to be Rex and Pyra. And they were going to fight like an Ice Climbers duo. Nobody, I think, thought of the idea of, what if Pyra on her own with Mithra as a transformation? Kazuya, I feel like anybody who was kind of looking at the progression of Smash saw that, like, Sakurai had this clear intention of bringing every fighting game together. Like, he wanted to have that moment of saying that all of these legendary, like, arcade tournament fighters, they're all here. And Kazuya, I think, was the logical next step for that, but nobody really expected it again until it happened. Like, it's a lot of picks that, thinking about them, they made sense, but everybody basically was chasing that guy on the end. Everybody, I think, had a feeling that at some point here, either Sora is happening or Geno is happening. I think a lot of people had that sense. I mean, some people may have had some other stuff like, at some point, Master Chief is happening. Everybody had that one character, I think, where they were like, at some point, blank is happening in this pack. And I feel like everybody was chasing that and then blank and completely missed on a lot of kind of obvious picks that once they happened, people realized, okay, that makes sense. By the way, I like that this is clearly, they didn't update any of the language here, because it says all Challenger packs will be released by December 31st, 2021. Well, the final one is being released October 18th, gamers. We don't need that language anymore.
アミーボについてもお知らせします。残念ながら
This means a Sora amiibo for the next Smash game. Steve will be releasing in spring. Go look at the mock-up, and it's very much like Steve. Wonder if they'll do anything for
これはまさしく
Minecraft for Switch.
上から見ても下から見てもアレックス。そして以下のアミーボも発売決定です。
There will also be Amiibo for
これら
Sephiroth,
が
Pyra,
任天堂の
Mithra,
フィ
and
ギュアとして出
Kazuya.
るのはなかなか熱いですね。ところで
It must mean surprise
番
challenge
組
in
の収
December.
録に伴いいただいた新
Here's
情
something
報
we
が
learned
あ
going
り
into
ます。
this recording.
キングダムハーツの各種シリーズが任天堂スイッチでも遊べるようになるそうです。なんとクラウドゲーミング方式によってキングダムハーツ3まで
Oh, with
遊べるよ
cloud
うになると
gaming
いうことで
though.
す。対応タイトルが3つありまして、キングダムハーツ HD1.5 プラス 2.5
So I just want to point out here, by the way, it says these games use cloud. So even the old remakes of 1 and 2 and all that, those are still running off of cloud.
つまりキングダムハーツ 3D のリマスターがメイン。3D ことドリームドロップディスタンス
Oh my god, Donald and Goofy were in a
3DS で出ています
Smash event.
そしてキングダムハーツ
I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3, I think a lot of people thought it was going, they would make it work natively. I'm not overly surprised that they had to resort to cloud for 3, because that is a very technical heavy game, it looks like. There's a lot that happens on screen at once, and the Switch might not just have the memory for it. I am very surprised that they decided to resort to cloud for 1, 2, and the spin-offs, though. To me, that sounds like a lack of effort. There he is. The banner is complete. Finally,
大乱闘スマッシュブラザーズスペシャルの最後の
Mr. Sakurai announces he is retiring.
本当に終わるんだな。仕事を重ねていれば
Suppose you
い
keep
つかは
working on something,
達成
someday
でき
it'll
ると
be
いうことでしょう
complete.
ね。
Yeah!
私のツイッターで今日の1枚と称してスクリーンショットを上げていますが、冷静に見るとたった1本のゲームソフトから取られているとは思えない振り幅ですよね。それだけいろいろ作ってきたということではあります。
Look at all those crazy
今ま
crossover
での大乱
moments.
闘スマッシュブラザーズスペシャルの実績などを軽くまとめ
Compiled
て
all
み
the
ま
game's
した。ご覧くだ
achievements.
さい。
Please take a look. The final trailer. 89 fighters, counting transformations. 116 stages, 201 items, over 1,100 songs, almost 1,500 spirits, 450 games featured in some way or another, 2,200 characters, 140 Nikos, 140 deconfirmed characters. Game was played for over 2.2 billion hours and launched over 2 billion times. 11.7 billion offline battles. Hold on, you're going too fast. 7.8 billion online battles. 90 billion KOs.
改めて見ると凄まじい数。
That's amazing how much
ゲーム
data
の
they
コラ
can
ボレー
collect
ショ
from
ン
this
作品として
game.
は未曾有の領域だと思うのですが、それぞれのキャラクターには一つ一つに開発者や
A little over
関
an
係者
hour per
原
launch.
作ゲームの世界
Of the game,
ファン
or
などがい
I'm
るわけ
assuming
で
you
す
mean the game, not
それを一
KOs.
手にお預かりし制作をするというこの仕事は他では味わえない稀有で重大な仕事だったと思います。スタッフはもちろん広報などを含む関係者、原作に携わった方々、支持してくださった方々、楽しんでくれた方々も全て含めお礼を申し上げます。どうもありがとうございました。最後に、空参戦ムービーの完全版ゲームパートなどが加わったものをご紹介してお別れにしたいと思
Ah,
い
the
ま
full
す。
version of the trailer. I
皆様
see.
今までどうもありがとうございました。
Man, I do love the fact that they called back to that very first trailer with this, though. It was a real nice little bit of bookending. And tied it into the idea that, like, this is the last character as well there. This is the end. But I still love that, by the way. Like, that is such naked, like, look, we'll let you have Sora, but you gotta make sure you make it clear he's from Disney. I wonder if any of the DLC characters are in that lineup shot at the beginning there. I see Sephiroth, so yeah. Have to watch it back and see if we can find Joker in there.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, now the actual version where Sakurai doesn't, like, just cut it and be like, what? He may show Disney and Smash. Once. I mean, actually we did, when they announced the cloud gaming stuff for Kingdom Hearts, we did get to see, we saw Donald and Goofy. I think we saw Mickey. You know, here's another one that I just realized isn't in these Dive to the Hearts. There's also not Mickey, which I'm surprised by. Well, okay, I'm not. Like, they very clearly were like, you can use Disney stuff for your trailers and your video here, but you can't use it in-game. Because, like, there's no Mickey spirit either, which is rather surprising. Well, Lord! Which is mostly hilarious because I definitely may or may not have used a mod in 14 to turn the lunar whale into a whale lord, and it's hilarious every time. That's the end of the video. That's the end of the video. Hold on. We're just gonna leave it off on that right there, honestly. We're just gonna leave the rest of the video off on that. Cause, that's it. I don't have to listen to anybody on Twitter anymore complain about Smash. Except I totally will, because I'll probably pull up Smash, or I'll probably pull up Twitter right now, and people are mad. Let's do it. Let's play the game of people being mad on the internet. By the way, they did finally update their big spoiler image on Twitter to be the correct render. Let's see. What's trending right now? Geno. Actually, just Geno. Which I'm kind of actually surprised by. And guess what? Geno is, of course, trending, because the first thing I see is Square Enix said, fuck Geno in particular. Like, of course. The only fan base, the only character fans that could be mad today, of course it's Geno. You know, the Doom Guy fans are like, well, we'll get him next time. The Master Chief fans are like, well, we'll get him next time. The people who didn't have a character they cared about, well, we'll get him next time. The Chris fans, well, we'll never get him because it's an indie character, but maybe we'll get him next time. Geno fans are like, no, we're going to be mad today. We choose to be salty. Because of course they do. Geno fans, be better. Yeah, they announced Sephiroth for Smash. Wow, how exciting, how crazy, how weird. You know, I'm still not sure if I like Sephiroth for Smash. I still kind of would have preferred somebody from a different game than 7. Like, I don't know, give me Noctis, give me Kefka. Oh no, Sephiroth doing the Craigasm face. Anyway, I feel like everything that needs to be said has been said in the video already. We're here about an hour and 10 minutes, which is frankly about as long as this video normally is. So, I think, folks on YouTube, I'm going to cut you guys loose now. I will definitely get this chopped up a little bit. I'm going to take the intro bit off of this, so it'll actually be about probably 105 actually. Throw it up on there. And, yeah, I'll get... I have to do like a freaky cut on this week's Ghost of Tsushima VOD, by the way, if anyone cares about that on YouTube. So it'll be kind of a weird cut, and it'll probably be Wednesday, Thursday upload. Anyway, but yeah, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember to libble, commibble, and subskibble. There we go. Bye.